We may think we're living in our forever home, and yet as we age, the reality hits that we are all going to make a move at some point. Dealing with the emotional side of making a move is perhaps the most practical thing we can do. And joining me today is Beth Lagulo, certified senior housing professional, certified senior downsizing coach, realtor, and host of the Great Transition Senior Living Seminar series to discuss how understanding our emotions can make the process easier. Beth, welcome.
Thanks, Clarence.
So what are some of the emotions that a person may face when they're considering a move?
I think everything. It runs the gamut between fear and just how am I going to do this, what am I going to do, to excitement, I can't wait to get there, to dread, to maybe some anxiety. All over the board we see it, and it changes throughout the entire process.
Yeah, because I would imagine that there's a sense of loss on some level as well. Like you're leaving this place that you know everything, where everything is, you know where all the things that don't work are.
Yeah, exactly. And we hear it a lot on television shows. I'm buying my forever home. Well, none of us buy a forever home, right?
Yeah.
And so it is a lot of grief that we have to deal with as well, particularly maybe we've lost someone while we lived in that house and we feel that we're giving that up. And yet there is hope on the other side of that as well. So it just is a lot to deal with.
How do we handle the emotions around our possessions, individual possessions that may have some meaning to us, but they're of no use?
Right, right. There are a lot of techniques and tips that we use. Our organizer often tells us, is it beautiful or is it useful? Because we have things that maybe we inherited from a family member. No other family members want them. And what do we do with that? And so we have to think of them differently in that maybe I'm not getting rid of the antique Hoosier or the pie safe, but I'm blessing it on to someone else. Because we do know that there are people that are looking for those sorts of things. It may not be our family, but it may be someone that values the item. And so we try to find those people. We work with our vendors to find the people that can use the items or cherish the items.
What role does control or a feeling of loss of control, what does it play in our desire to move forward and downsize?
Yeah, David Soley talks about this in his book, How to Say It to Seniors. And as we age, we're living in this world where we are losing control. The doctors are telling us where to go and when to show up. We don't necessarily decide that. We may not be deciding financial issues, legal issues, things like that. And so we're losing control. But you know what? I can control my stuff. And in fact, you can pry it out of my cold, dead hand, right? Because that's something that I own and I can control. And so therefore, we exercise that when we're looking at downsizing to say, oh, I might need that, I might need that, I might need that. And you have to really have some help to process that, to know if you do.
One of the things that a lot of Floridians either have or need to, in some cases, get rid of is their car. How can donating an automobile add to your legacy?
Well, items like that tell a story frequently. A grand piano might tell a similar story. And we can find places, homes for those things, or we can donate it to an organization that can use it, that can put it to good use. There are charities that help people that are in need, and so that car could be put to good use there. Things of that nature, to know that leaving our legacy, even if we don't have family to necessarily pass the story down to, cementing that legacy through donations or the stories behind some of the items. We have people that come to estate sales and they want to know, how did this person come to collect all these clocks? Maybe if that's an interest for them. And they enjoy that history behind it. So you may never meet the person that carries on your legacy of collecting, but they still enjoy it and your legacy lives on.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. What if you are living in your home and you really don't have any plan to move out of your home? Is downsizing still a thing you should consider?
Yeah, absolutely. Think about it for a second. If you're living in a 3-bedroom house and let's say all the kids are grown and gone, you're really only living in one of those bedrooms, rarely going into the other two. So why should they be cluttered and the doors kept shut? We are much more comfortable when we live in free and open spaces. And so we encourage people that if they are going to age in place for a while, to do 2 things. To go ahead and downsize and think about, you know what, I really just use my kitchen, my living room, my bedroom, and my bathroom. So that's where my important things are going to be. And maybe I can donate some of the other things in the house, not leave it bare, but at least get it cleaned up. The second thing we recommend is to always have a plan B. Because as much as we want to age in place and stay in our homes, sometimes that's not an option. And so if we have that plan B, then we can employ that if we need to.
Beth, thank you so much for this valuable information.
My pleasure.
And if you're looking for information on topics of importance to the mature market, be sure to check out the Great Transition Senior Living Seminar Series and connect with Beth.